Chapter 1: The Underwater World. Deep beneath the sparkling waves of the Pacific Ocean, two special tribes of mermaids lived. One tribe was called the Fish Tribe, and they loved taking care of fish. The other tribe was called the Grass Tribe, and they loved growing and eating seaweed. In a magnificent city called Atlantia, surrounded by colorful coral reefs, the Fish Tribe lived happily. They had a special gift: they could talk to fish and take care of them. Queen Marina was their wise leader, and she made sure that everyone in the tribe was happy and well fed by the fish they raised. Not far away, hidden within the swaying kelp forests, was the home of the Grass Tribe. They were led by King Neptune and had a deep appreciation for seaweed. They believed that seaweed was not only delicious, but also had magical powers to heal. The mermaids of the Grass Tribe loved their underwater gardens and took great pride in growing and eating the nourishing seaweed. Even though the Fish Tribe and the Grass Tribe lived in different parts of the ocean, there was always a sense of curiosity between them. But because of old rules, they were not allowed to meet and become friends. In Atlantia, Princess Annie was born into the royal family of the Fish Tribe. With her bright red hair and a sparkling green tail, she was full of energy and dreams. Annie loved exploring and wanted to know more about the world beyond her home. She often wondered what it would be like to meet the mermaids and mermen from the Grass Tribe. On the other side of the ocean, in the kingdom of the Grass Tribe, Prince Jack roamed the magical kelp forests. With his dark blue hair and a tail as blue as the deep sea, Jack was a kind and curious merman. He wished for peace between his tribe and the Fish Tribe and dreamed of making friends with them. Little did Annie and Jack know, their lives were about to change. Fate was bringing them closer together, like a secret whisper in the ocean currents. Their meeting would challenge the old rules and traditions, and it would show everyone that friendship and love could bring harmony to their underwater world. Annie and Jack's story was just beginning. The ocean was full of excitement and anticipation, waiting to see what would happen next in the extraordinary tale of friendship and unity between the Fish Tribe and the Grass Tribe. Chapter 2: A Curious Encounter. Princess Annie woke up early, her heart brimming with excitement. Today was the day she would embark on a daring adventure beyond the familiar waters of Atlantia. Determined to discover the world beyond her kingdom, Annie swam towards the outskirts of the Fish Tribe's territory. As she swam farther away from the safety of Atlantia, the surroundings changed. The coral reefs thinned out, and the vibrant colors gave way to a deeper, darker blue. Annie's curiosity pushed her forward, her eyes scanning the vast expanse of the ocean. Suddenly, a gentle current caught Annie's attention, guiding her towards a hidden path through the underwater cliffs. She followed it, her heart pounding with anticipation. The sound of distant whispers echoed in her ears, growing louder with each passing moment. Emerging from the narrow passageway, Annie found herself in a breathtaking underwater garden. Sunlight cascaded through the water, illuminating a field of swaying kelp forests. The verdant greens danced gracefully, as if welcoming Annie to their enchanting realm. Lost in the beauty of her surroundings, Annie didn't notice the figure approaching from behind. Startled, she turned around to find Prince Jack of the Grass Tribe swimming towards her, his eyes filled with equal surprise and wonder. "Hello," Jack greeted with a warm smile. "I didn't expect to meet someone from the Fish Tribe here." Annie's heart fluttered at the sight of Jack, his vibrant blue tail shimmering in the sunlight. I wanted to explore beyond Atlantia," she replied, her voice filled with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. Jack's curiosity mirrored Annie's. "I've always wondered about the Fish Tribe. We've heard stories, but we were never allowed to meet. It's fascinating to finally see one of you." Annie swam closer, a newfound connection forming between them. "I've always been curious about the Grass Tribe too. Your kingdom and the kelp forests are so beautiful." As they exchanged stories and shared their dreams, Annie and Jack realized they were more alike than they had ever imagined. Their shared love for the ocean and their desire for unity ignited a spark within their hearts. They knew deep down that their encounter was meant to be a meeting that would transcend the boundaries set by their tribes. However, in the midst of their newfound friendship, a sense of worry lingered. They knew that their tribes held traditions and rules that forbade interactions between them. Annie and Jack understood that their path would not be easy, but their shared determination to bridge the divide between their tribes gave them hope. With the sun casting a golden glow over the underwater garden, Annie and Jack made a pact. They would work together to find a way to bring their tribes closer, to foster understanding and harmony in a world where differences were celebrated rather than feared. As they swam back towards their respective kingdoms, Annie and Jack couldn't help but feel a surge of anticipation. The story of their curious encounter would soon echo through the ocean depths, marking the beginning of a remarkable journey that would test their courage, challenge traditions, and unite two tribes in a way no one had ever imagined. The currents of destiny had brought them together, and their shared determination would guide them towards a future where the fish tribe and the grass tribe would intertwine their lives and create a vibrant tapestry of friendship and unity beneath the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Chapter 3: Seeking Guidance. Annie and Jack returned to their respective tribes, their hearts filled with a newfound sense of purpose. The memory of their encounter lingered in their minds, igniting a flame of hope that refused to be extinguished. They knew that their journey to unite the fish tribe and the grass tribe would not be an easy one, but they were determined to make a difference. Princess Annie swam through the corridors of Atlantia, her mind buzzing with ideas. She needed guidance, someone wise who could help her navigate the complexities of uniting two tribes with deeply ingrained traditions. Her thoughts immediately turned to Queen Marina, the respected leader of the fish tribe. Annie found Queen Marina in her private chambers, poring over ancient scrolls and maps. The queen looked up, her eyes twinkling with a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Annie, my dear, what brings you here with such fervor?" "Mother, I've had an incredible encounter," Annie began, her voice filled with excitement. She proceeded to recount her meeting with Prince Jack and the dreams they shared for unity and friendship between their tribes. Queen Marina listened intently, her expression shifting from surprise to contemplation. "Annie, my child, the desire for harmony is noble, but we must tread carefully. The traditions that have governed our tribes for centuries cannot be cast aside lightly. We need a plan, a way to bridge the gap without causing unrest or discord." Annie nodded, understanding the weight of her mother's words. "I agree, Mother. We need guidance and wisdom to navigate this delicate situation. Is there someone we can turn to, someone who understands the intricacies of diplomacy?" Queen Marina's gaze softened, and she placed a reassuring hand on Annie's shoulder. "There is an ancient wise turtle, called Oceana, who has witnessed the ebb and flow of our underwater world for centuries. Legend has it that she possesses immense wisdom and has guided many leaders through challenging times." Annie's eyes widened with anticipation. "Where can we find her, Mother?" "She resides in the depths of the Great Abyss, a mystical place few have ventured," Queen Marina explained. "But with your courage and determination, my dear Annie, I believe you can reach her and seek her guidance." Annie's heart swelled with determination. She knew that meeting Oceana could be the key to understanding the best way to unite the tribes. "I will go, Mother. I will find Oceana and seek her wisdom. With her guidance, we can bring peace and unity to our ocean." Queen Marina smiled, her faith in Annie unwavering. "I believe in you, my brave daughter. May the currents guide you, and may Oceana's wisdom light your path. Remember, unity is not achieved overnight, but with patience, understanding, and unwavering determination, it can be attained." Annie embraced her mother, a mixture of excitement and trepidation swirling within her. She knew that the journey ahead would be challenging, but she was ready to face it head-on. With the blessing of Queen Marina and the dreams of unity fueling her spirit, Annie embarked on a daring quest to the Great Abyss, where the ancient wisdom of Oceana awaited her. As she swam into the depths of the ocean, Annie felt a surge of purpose. The fate of the fish tribe and the grass tribe rested on her shoulders, and she would not falter. The journey to seek guidance from Oceana had begun, and with every stroke of her tail, Annie grew more determined to bring about the unity that had eluded their tribes for far too long.